My name's Zack Sullivan, and I work here at Voigt's Garage. Voigt's Garage was my grandfather's shop originally. He bought this place in 1947. When he bought this place, there was a house here. He had a wife at the time and 2 kids. And his dad told him, hey, that place is a lot of money, you know? Yeah, Dad, but it's zoned for business, you know? I can open up a shop there one day. So that's what he did. He ended up building this structure in the 60s. Around this area, it was all farmland. There was fields, there wasn't anything around. He used to drag race, and he'd be fast enough to get away from the cops, and he'd just run through a cornfield. No problem, you know? So it was really neat to hear the stories of that kind of stuff back then. Those were, to me, the good days. That was the days of true drag racing. It was you versus the other guy. It wasn't who had more money. It's whoever came up with the best idea. His stuff was always the fastest stuff. It didn't look nice, but it functioned and it worked really well, and you probably couldn't beat him.
He's on it and into the 3/4. He's really coming on and into the traps with a top time.
I kind of made mention to my grandfather in high school that, hey, what are you gonna do with the shop, you know? I'd like to start working there or run it one day, and before he even passed away, he said I could have it, and he put it in my name. And that meant the world to me, and I just want to carry on his tradition. We'd come over here every day for probably a year, just getting rid of old blocks, heads, crankshafts, tons and tons of steel. These blocks and heads were cracked and seized, but he saved it just for that one part that he knew he could use one day. And so it took us a good amount of time to kind of clean up, and I mean, just looking around, it still looks messy, but if you would have seen it before, you would have tripped walking in here, or tripped just looking at it. So now I'm working here full time. I've had a few jobs before this, but I just keep getting pulled back into cars. This is my passion. This is what I love. This is what I want to do. I've loved cars ever since I can remember. And so when I was 13, my grandfather gave me this Barracuda, which I'm building now for Power Tour. And I drove this car to high school, and I'd work on it every morning before school just to make it run. I'd rather have this car, work on it every day, call it mine, say I put the hours in, than have a brand new car. So today I already had the LS1 and the T56 transmission mounted up. I've been working on it the last month now, trying to get everything to fit how I want. QA1 helped me out big time. They gave me a nice suspension kit for it to make it handle, because this thing's gonna be pumping out a lot of horsepower. I'm looking to go 600-700 horsepower to the wheels, so if I didn't have that, I don't know if I'd be able to keep it in one piece. Today we got to install the E4 supercharger by Edelbrock, which is a really nice piece of work. It's a 4-rotor blower made by Eaton, which is really reliable. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and it makes great power right out of the box. You don't gotta do too much to it. I love the way they designed the coil pack covers to hide a lot of the wiring and the hoses. You've seen all the work that's still left on the car. I'm gonna be working every night late till I'm done, trying to have it all done ready for Power Tour. I'm sure towards the end it's gonna be some all-nighters, but I can't wait for everyone to hear this thing on Power Tour and see what it can really do. My grandfather, he always told me, hey, if you can do what you love, you'll never work. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm just doing what I love. We never rest. We're always working on our stuff late nights, thinking about it nonstop. We go home thinking about it, have dreams about it, wake up ready to start working on it again. I mean, it's our passion and it's our love. Power Tour, I mean, I read about it in the magazines as growing up. I never thought I'd get to go, and luckily this year I get to take my first car. I'm really looking forward to meeting all the awesome people on it, checking out all the cars.